So, yes, day 2, Romford Film Festival 2025, short film sessions, number 2. We're sitting down now with some of the crew behind a short movie called The Keys. Let's go down the line and introduce ourselves and what we did on this movie.
I'm Chris, I was the director and co-wrote it with...
Me, Henry. I co-wrote it and I edited as well.
I am Matt and I play Adam in The Keys. I'm James, I was the music composer.
So, I'm going to change it a little bit because we did just do this question, but what was the first movie that you guys saw that made you want to be a filmmaker, that showed you the magic of what cinema could be and made you want to be part of it?
You got something?
It is The Matrix, just straight down. I mean, it's the first thing I remember my parents showing me, and I just thought it just slapped so hard. And then it's one of those things that like you visit again 5-10 years, and I'm like, it still slaps. It's just incredibly concise, really clear with storytelling, amazing action, and it's got something on its mind. Just perfection. I think we bonded a lot about Matrix when we first met.
Yeah, that's the big one. I mean, I'm trying to diving deep into my childhood now, trying to remember like what films, like chronologically, what was the first one. I don't know. I used to like Wallace and Gromit a lot. Maybe it's that.
Yeah.
Transformers.
Which one?
Specifically?
I remember when I was about 7, I watched Transformers and I was like, that is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I suppose at that age though, when you're seeing something like that up on the big screen, I always say like the magic of cinema, that is one of those films that would be like, oh my god, you know. So no, it's a good answer.
I mean, from the music side, it's hard not to say anything like John Williams, so like seeing Star Wars, Jurassic Park, like all those iconic themes.
Yeah.
And now that you guys are out there doing that, making movies, making your projects, what excites you the most about it? What really gets you up every day to make projects?
I think it's, I mean, like, because I've heard it said that, like, when you're a filmmaker, like you, well, actually, maybe this was about acting specifically, but it's the same for a lot of it. It's like 99% of your time is not spent doing the actual thing. You, like, very rarely finally get to actually make a film or, like, do something. So I suppose it's that. It's just like, hey, I might actually get to go and, like, film something and do something really cool if I, like, spend another year trying to, like, put something together. So it's just the anticipation of that, I suppose.
I instantly forgot the question. What was the question?
What's your favourite thing about filmmaking?
Oh, right. I mean, it just feels in a very expensive, hard, time-consuming, stressful way. It just still feels like playtime to me. Playtime that I hope is as beneficial to the audience as it is to me. But like, you know, it's just you're just creating and coming up with stuff together. So, yeah, that's it for me. Really.
Yes, no. I think what you said basically is that you know, I learned unfortunately quite quickly that the job is looking for jobs, it's finding work, and if you're lucky enough, people, you know, it comes to you, like what this one in a way kind of did, and so you're just so hungry to do it, and then when it happens and when it all works, it's just this like incredible thing that you just want to get dragged off set, honestly. So yeah, it's that the fact that it's so few, you know, you're lucky it's consistent, but for a lot of us it isn't. So when you get to do it and it all clicks, it's just, I don't know, it's addicting.
On the music side, like I get to cross kind of industries, so video games, film, but there's always this notion of, you know, someone comes to you with a project and has an idea, and then you get to bring your own ideas, and you kind of, there's a bit of creative mistake making at the beginning, and then you're trying to figure out what it is, and then by the end of it, you know, you're really proud of what the final product is.
You know what else keeps me going is the Q&As. I do it for the Q&As.
Don't say that. So, but with that, with projects coming to you and with things clicking and getting the team together, where did the initial idea for The Keys come from? But also, how did this group of guys, this group of filmmakers, creatives, get together? What happened here? How did you get these guys together?
The film is about kind of checking out of an Airbnb or a hotel, so it should come as no surprise that I was checking out of an Airbnb or a hotel when I thought, hey, you could make a film out of this, because you always have the moment of like, have I got everything, one last check, and sometimes you don't have everything, if you're me anyway. I think it was a specific time when I had to go back for something, and I left something. And I was just like, yeah, well, let's just take that and like crank it to 11, and that's a comedy short. So that's what we did. And then, I mean, me and Henry already knew each other and collaborated on a bunch of stuff
We
before.
worked on a bunch. Yeah, we made a bunch of stuff together. Yeah.
So I think I did a couple of drafts of the script, and I was like, help, and then we did loads more drafts of the script.
Did a horrendous amount of drafts because it was something that was like 100 times like more complicated with loads of moving parts. There was a baby involved.
There was loads of stuff that wasn't in there.
Yeah.
He was going to be like a young father, and
It was so many, and she was actually going to get him to gardening when he came home, and it was just the script got bigger, and he got like he mowed it down, like cut it to pieces. Yeah.
So we're just getting to the second part of the question. Like we already knew each other.
Yeah.
We kind of knew Matt previously, and then we did a whole casting process, and then I ended up just casting Matt. And then I found James through some of his previous work and reached out, and we decided to work together. So, sorry, I kind of answered that question on behalf of everyone. But
Well, another part to that question is you're all coming at it from different angles. It's cool that we've got so many different sort of departments on this project as well. But what was the most rewarding thing for you guys coming together that you took part in this, and what was the most rewarding part of it for you? Something you're really proud of?
someone other than me's got to go start.
I think this was the second like comedy thing I've ever done, and there was like a lot of anxiety with that because obviously it's a lot for me. It's quite a lot, not pressure, but it is a lot of like, how do you make him not just really like annoying or something? I don't know. Like you as an actor, you have those like concerns, and it was essentially for me. It was as soon as we got on, it was just like forget about all of that and just enjoy it. I don't know, but try to. But yeah, I think that, like you say, that was the most rewarding thing. He said, yeah, I think that was probably it. Is that but by the time it was done, I was like, oh yeah, actually I forgot what I was nervous about, and it was just had a really good time. So hopefully that is answering something. I don't know. I just grabbed the mic and started speaking. There you go.
It's kind of how Q&A's work.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Well, I'll say, I obviously wasn't present during the filming. I come in the post sort of production phase. But it's a good sign when you're like watching early cuts and that, and you're already laughing at like key moments in the film. So that makes my job really easy. I'm just there to kind of highlight and that. And like I think the first time I met you, I told you the moment when you're watching the orchids and you try to stand up and just make this noise, like this squeal of pain, and it just I still laugh at that moment.
Most rewarding moments, right? Nice. I have a memory like a sieve. Which probably helps with how I think, because when I draft 50, I've forgotten what the script is, so I just keep becoming fresh at this. But like, that's what I found really rewarding. It's just, my favourite part is just the polishing part. So just going back and reading or watching the original edit, seeing it, and then looking at the newest version, seeing how much you've kind of got there. That's just what I love so much. Just a slow kind of sanding down, I guess, till it's like gourmet. I just like gourmet.
I like that.
It's just reminded me of something, because I remember when we did some ADR and then you brought in and showed me a little bit of what you had done. Obviously I know, you give me direction, whatever, and I know I have trust and I have faith, but I didn't realise the sort of montage of the dog and so
the numbers for the keypad, yeah.
Yeah, it's like you what was it? I think it's like the Force moment or something, I can't remember.
Yeah, you found that in the edit, so I was surprised.
So I think that was really rewarding. It's you don't get to see that, and you just see it done, and you go, oh, that's what they're going on about. You know what they're doing.
Call that gold.
Yeah.
But is there anything that you guys shot on the set through production that you didn't keep, that you really wished you had?
Is there anything that we cut? That we shot? I was actually trying to think about this a minute ago, because we did so many drafts of the script that by the time we filmed it, it was kind of like there's nothing you could delete without like
losing information or any about it.
And I actually now wonder whether like there's a couple of things we maybe should have added into the script, but I can't think. There might be like a very small moment somewhere that we cut or changed or something.
I can't remember. I feel like
I think it was pretty
much. I know that
you're not aware of anything, Matt, that we did. Yeah.
No.
So I think possibly no.
Yeah.
So when you've been showing the movie around and people have seen it, friends, families, audiences or anything like that, What kind of responses have you been getting from people?
Have we been? We have. This is the first in-person screening that we've done.
Yes,
right?
it's all
apart
very...
from to the like cast and crew and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a difficult one to answer. People seem to think it's a fun film.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to like whip out some kind of anecdote, but I have nothing. What's it? Have you got something, James? I think
Just
you're
to say, obviously, like it's found some following on YouTube just through like
some, yeah, it's been released
channels that
online.
I'm
It's
doing and that.
it's some, yeah, some nice feedback on there and stuff. So, so it's nice that, yeah, people are having fun with it, I think.
Yeah.
And does that spur you on? Because often short films, and we talked about it in the last Q&A as well, they're often the proof of concepts to make something bigger. Did that spur you on, responses you've had to maybe blow it up a little bit, explore this universe a bit more, these characters a little bit more?
I don't think it's like funny to think about like what a sequel or a feature version would
The
look
keys too.
like. Keys too, like what he's like
Or the feature length.
he locked his keys in like a bank this time or something.
Just like, got to get a team to break in.
He's got to get a team to break in.
So unforgettable is this guy. What else can he lose?
The baby.
The child.
The baby, yeah. The sequel would have the baby. We'd have room for the baby.
Oh yeah, finally.
Yeah.
Just call it the baby.
Yeah, just called the baby.
Question mark.
This time. Well, that was it, because like we had this early version where there was a baby in a pushchair that was out the front of the house the whole time, and people kept reading the script and saying like, I really feel like you should have left the baby in the house, not the keys.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, and that
Different
was
movie.
yeah, and it was just like, well, it's going to be really hard to make him likable at that point and stuff. Like, it caused a lot of problems. And and I eventually just was like, what if I just delete the baby? And I was like, oh, the script still works. Okay, no baby.
A lot cheaper to shoot.
But I don't think we conceived of this quite specifically as a little short thing, and it was meant to be like very short and fast paced and stuff. So
Yeah.
I don't think we gave too much thought to like what a feature or the Keys franchise would look like.
The multiverse.
The multiverse would look like.
Could just
phase
keep
2.
doing little shorts where he just goes to different Airbnbs and
Yeah.
same
He's
thing.
always- he has a
22
different,
Jump Street did it, so
It says a different partner each time because it just
Yeah.
keeps like every film ends
This
with him
guy's
being
just the
done.
worst.
The Keys 10. He's like, this time. He's like,
That's not what I want this time, I swear.
So I'm going to throw it out to the audience. Do we have any audience questions? Questions? Yep.
Hello. Thank you very much. I really enjoyed it. It's a very accomplished short film. I'm just very curious, as I'm trying to stalk you all on social media and can't quite find you. Is this an early part of your career, or have you guys? How long have you guys been making films, either together or been performing or writing?
I think your career is very interesting.
What are you?
What do
Only
you-
fans.
I mean, this is the first short film that I've directed, so if that answers your question, so it is, I guess,
That's
an early
superb
part
work then.
of that. What's that, sorry?
Superb work.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'd only done like music videos and stuff and corporate things and stuff like that before this. So,
What's that kind of transition like, going from doing like music videos to like making a linear feature?
you have to think about audio because one of the nice things about a music video is that you can just have crazy noise happening in the background and it's fine. I think we talked about that a bit actually, James, didn't we? Because
There was definitely some like Edgar Wright influence on this and like wanting it to sync with music and that.
Yeah.
So we talked about
we
it
talked
was kind
about
of
how
like super serious action music. He thinks he's in an action film, and so it's really like self-conscious when we cut to like Mags, his girlfriend. There's no music, and then as soon as it's back to him, it's like insane things are happening. So we kind of had a little bit of like influence of that from.
yeah, so there were some ways in which it was kind of music video-y in that way.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Yep.
Just a technical one. I was curious, you climb up the pyramid of furniture to go through the window and stuff. How did you trick that? Was it an upstairs window, or was it downstairs window on knees, or?
It was the real upstairs window, but we
Just a
had.
pile of chairs, wasn't it?
It was it was just real, yeah.
No, it was perfectly safe and nothing weird was going on.
Matt just got out of hospital this morning, actually. So,
I have a concussion. I feel great.
We just had like a kind of, we've got like a little scaffolding thing on wheels that we brought out, and then you can kind of climb up the side of it, and then just, because we very deliberately, and actually even in the script, we're thinking about like how to not really have to film too much crazy stuff. So you just see him kind of like come up to the window, and then we just cut to him jumping down. So, so yeah, it was just on the scaffolding thing. It's perfectly safe, right, Matt?
No.
But on the shot
it was.
before that, where we had like all the chairs going up to the window, I remember being like going through and being like, "Now Matt, whatever you do, don't actually start climbing up the thing, please." And then we start filming, and you start climbing up the thing. And we're like, "Oh my god!" Which actually worked out great in the film. But I was like, "Please
You
no."
can sort of see it going as well. It's like,
It's like
yeah.
a couple of seconds.
Just when the Tom Cruise route. Just does it. So I'm going to start wrapping it up. First of all, I want to circle back to the question I asked at the start. And what was the last film that you guys saw in the cinema or on the big screen or at home that still inspires you and you still feel the magic of filmmaking?
Sinners. Like,
you see that.
Yeah, I've seen like Sinners and Thunderbolts was great, but like, for me, Sinners really like, you're walking home to the soundtrack and you're like, oh my god, that stuck with me for a lot longer. And I went and saw it again, and I was like, it's still great. So I think, Sinners, it just in all aspects, which just really hit me. Really,
You see that.
I'm going to go super dark here and say Smile 2. It's the composer of White Lotus.
Okay.
So he's doing all kinds of weird, horrible stuff musically, but it's really cool.
I'm just. What have you? So my partner's out in the audience. What have I watched in the cinema? I can't remember. What have I watched last in the cinema?
Well, he also said at home. So you've been watching like Tokyo Story and all that jazz.
Oh, yeah, all that jazz. But I mean, it's an old film, but I got like.
You've been watching Andor, does that count?
Have you been watching Andor?
You've been watching Andor.
I've been watching Andor. Yeah. Just like all that jazz, I guess. Tune. That film slaps. Yeah.
I haven't watched many films the last few months. I think the last one I really liked and watched multiple times was Wicked. I love Wicked.
It's a good film.
I'm saying nothing on that one. But that does lead into my final question, and you'll be happy to hear that because this has been excruciating for you, I know. If you could reshoot any one scene in The Keys, however, this time it has to be as a musical number, what scene would you do and what would the song be?
It is good.
I mean, if the ending just suddenly had a musical number where he tries to explain his way out of it, I guess that would be best. Because I was actually watching it this time, and I had a thought of like, should he had a final line there at the end just before it cuts to credits? He should have like said something. So that could just be a musical number, like, and a really long one as well, because the film's only about 6 minutes, so you could have like a 5-minute musical number, and then the film stands.
Got to pad the runtime on.
Yeah.
Pack it in. Yeah.
And the rest of you guys?
I'm trying to think what would really beat that. I mean, maybe a dance sequence with the alarm thing, like trying to hit all the right numbers. That'd be a fun one.
With like
lasers,
lasers, so he's got to dodge and stuff.
Oh my god, yeah.
While dancing.
I can't remember the song, but anyway.
And just like sorting for the floor and dodge. Yeah, that'd be great.
Oh God, it's terrible. But I was thinking, just as I realised the keys are gone, oops, I did it again.
It's jukebox musical, yeah.
That's all I've got.
I love those these days.
That's all I've got.
That's the winner.
You're the sound guy, come on.
I mean, the start is the only part that has like 2 characters interacting, so that could also be
That'd be a good little duet
a
scene.
little duet, yeah.
Yeah. But she's got a little list. You can read every single anxiety she has.
Oh, that would actually work really well as a musical number.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. Well, that's when we remake it, the musical remake.
So 2026, The
Yeah.
Keys, the musical.
It's going to the West End,
Yeah.
actually.
I love
Everyone's
it. I
asking
love
for
it.
it.
Right, guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for submitting your short to us, letting us show up on the screen today, but most of all, just for being here and doing this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good.